So in today's video, I wanted to talk about an application called Calendly. So Calendly, if you're a consultant, if you're anyone who books their work via appointments, then Calendly is the bit that saves you all of the hassle. So Calendly is a scheduling tool that essentially allows people to book your time in slots that you have specified or available. But not only that, it works in different time zones, which is great if you're like me and your customers are spread across the globe. And in terms of the ease of use for people like me is that we can tell Calendly how many slots we want available, how much time we want up for meetings, and only use those slots, such that we don't get overbooked and that there's no toing and froing of, can you do Tuesday afternoon at 2? No, I'm sorry, I'm really busy at the time. Can we do, all of that stuff that happens in the old days in terms of trying to book people's time. So Calendly eliminates that and does it extremely well. Plus, it integrates into a number of calendars, Office 365, Google, and in my case, Fantastical. What I wanted to do is run you through how I use Calendly within my business for primarily booking first-time, if you like, filter calls for my clients. So my clients call up and they want to talk about my services, and I want to ensure that they're the right clients for me and that I can solve their problems. So this is where Calendly comes in. So here is the Calendly webpage. It basically says that Calendly helps you schedule meetings without the back and forth emails, which is great. It does far, far more than that. It's pretty cheap, actually. If we look at the pricing page, there is a free option that does quite a lot of the functionality, gives you quite a lot of the functionality. For me, I went for the premium version. The reason being is I wanted to keep my own branding. I wanted to get notifications. I wanted to have confirmation pages. I wanted the metrics and so on and so on. But really, for me, the key for this was the integration with Zapier and the Zoom integration as well, because I primarily use Zoom for all of my calls. And most of my client calls are done through video, through Zoom. But you can see the list of features is extensive. Even the Pro version is only $12 a month, which I think is still fantastic value for money. What's really cool is there are lots and lots of integrations. Generally, these are paid for the likes of Zoom and Salesforce and Zapier and HubSpot. And if you're running, a small to mid-sized business, it's a small amount of money for the amount of time it saves. And that's really the thing for me, is the time, because I can even take bookings while I'm asleep. So here's how I use it. So for me, everything is essentially linked to my website, and I cover things like Asana Consulting, Zapier Consulting, Google, and so on. Each of my products has its own page, and I'll show you later, but each one has its own Zapier event as well. Essentially, everything runs around this button here in terms of making an appointment. What I also do is, even on my contact page, you can also embed the Calendly calendar within your page. So my 30-minute introductory call, it can be done via Zoom or by Skype. Really, I prefer to use Zoom. But if I go through the process of booking this, I can select a time. It checks your time zone. You can alter your time zone. You can check an appointment and confirm. And then it adds a set of information in terms of, you can put questions in there, location, email. And there's a number of options within Calendly to do that. And I do different things for different appointment types. And then you essentially fill in the form, or the visitor fills in the form, schedules the event, and they get a confirmation. And I then know that that slot is free within my calendar. it is an allocated slot, and I can happily do that call knowing that it's not going to clash with anything else. The bonus to all of this is, that is Calendly. It goes beyond that. And particularly if you're into automation or you're into integrating with applications, it does even more than that. So really, just showing you the Calendly page, I have different setups, different meetings, different types of email, different types of appointment for Calendly, because I do different things for different times. There are different slots available for different calls, and this is the way that I arrange my business, is through this series of differing calls with clients. Being a remote worker, it's really, really important that we don't get overbooked and we don't clash in terms of booking. That then feeds into, so if someone makes a booking, I can see here that this particular appointment, so 9:30, I think this is the previous one, but if I look at my calendar, I use Fantastical, it appears in my calendar also, is that booking is in there. Where is it? That booking is in there 9:30 to 10, so I check my Fantastical, 9:30 to 10 o'clock, there is that booking. So it integrates into my calendar. It also integrates to Zoom. So if I open the Zoom, then I can see that here is the Zoom link for the call, and the client, the visitor, will also get that link, and they get a chance to change the time as well if they want to. And there is also a cancellation link. I do tell clients not to cancel, but there is a cancellation link in there as well if something happens and they're not able to make the meeting. Where I take this a stage further is, if you like, Calendly controls the calendar. The booking is made, the slot is booked up as we've seen within the calendar. The client then also gets a confirmation from their side. I take that up one step further, because if you're a consultant like me, if you're a small business, if you're running a sales process, what you also want to do is to put that into your CRM. So I've used to use Pipedrive. I've now started using Asana for my CRM system, because there are fewer clients and they happen faster. And I really don't need the complexity of Pipedrive that I used to. I may come back to it, but here are the calls within my CRM system. So moving from a prospect through a filtering process. The important bit for me is setting up a call, because generally if I can get a client on the call, I can explain what I do, and most of the clients will convert at this point. And here we can see this 30-minute call has been set up within my CRM. So then, assuming it all went well, I could move it into my proposal stage. A proposal will be sent, and hey presto, hopefully the contract would be won. So it goes that one step further in not only working for the visitor, putting it in the calendar, it also puts it in my CRM as well. So that's it. That's the summary of how Calendly works for me. It's a very quick process. I use something called Zapier in order to connect the Calendly link to my CRM, in this case Asana. So a lot of this is automated, and this is what I do for clients. I'll help clients do a similar thing for them in terms of creating them a Calendly account, linking it to the CRM, potentially linking it to internal systems, Salesforce, whatever system it is that starts their sales and or marketing process and works it through, most of which we can automate. So it makes it really fast, really streamlined, an excellent return on investment, and pretty quick too. And that's it. That's how I use Calendly. That's how I help my clients use Calendly also.